Hey, what's up? It is Thursday, right? I think it's Thursday, yeah. Ooh, this week has kind of flown by. So it's been a couple weeks since I've hopped on here to stream. Before that, I was streaming on Facebook at least once a week. And then we had a couple of things, kind of major life events happened over the last couple of weeks. So I'm trying to get back into it now as the short story. Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit more as I start to get going here. So let me go ahead and swap over to the overhead so you can see what I'm working on. This was the rock that I painted last time, and I like the design of it, but I don't think there's enough contrast here. I don't like that the background mountains just kind of blend into the rock. So I may end up painting over this. We'll see. I'm gonna keep it like this for now and work on painting these other rocks, and we'll see how I feel about it after that point. Another thing I'm gonna try to do differently this time is use some Posca paint pens and some various other paint pens that I have, because I did really enjoy using them to do like these little tiny birds on this one. And I think for painting leaves and stuff on the rocks, that might be a little bit easier than trying to do it with a brush, just because of the texture of the rock. So I'll give that a shot and see what I think. I have some really nice colors in the Posca paint pens too that I haven't used yet. So why not? Why not whip them out and try them now? I was trying to see, I don't know if OBS has a way to be able to tell if I have anyone watching or not. I forgot to look that up last time. I guess I can maybe see it if I go to my home page. Not home page, yeah, like my Twitch profile. I don't know. If you know the answer to that, let me know in the chat. That would be great. So anyway, I know with these rocks that were previously painted, I'm gonna need to go over these with the base layer. So why don't I go ahead and get started with that. My space is super disorganized at the moment because I have every intention of cleaning my office here and getting it organized. And things just keep coming up, you know, it's summer and we are constantly doing stuff. It seems like every weekend, whenever I get a chance to like actually get a moment where I could clean my office, I end up doing something fun. I mean, you know, who could blame me really? So yeah, I will eventually get all of this cleaned. Like, I'm sure you can tell behind me, it's a disaster. And actually, I want to revamp the entire office and redo all of my storage and everything. Really try to unify it and make it just look a lot nicer. So that'll be a work in progress. And I'm hoping to try to film that, like show the transformation process. Maybe some other folks will get inspired by what I end up doing. So I'm just using some unbleached titanium here as my background color for these rocks. I'll start with this little guy, and hopefully he'll dry fast, and then I can move on pretty quickly and start actually painting the design on here. It is going to probably take a few layers. So might as well go ahead and start now. and just let it dry for a little bit. And just FYI, I did put Mod Podge Matte on all of these and let it completely dry before trying to paint anything on here, just to give it like a nice smooth surface. Based on the rock that I painted last time, it seemed like that, you know, really improved the texture of the rocks. Just made this paint kind of glide on a lot nicer, and like even painting this right now, I can tell that it just feels really smooth, silky smooth. All right, I'm gonna just leave it at that and let that dry for now. With this rock, I'm gonna just go ahead and paint a design on it without doing the base layer, because it's already pretty light actually, and I think this will provide I can get a lot better contrast on this rock than this rock. So I'm gonna try to preserve the actual like textured background of that rock, and we'll see how it turns out. I know that if I need to, I can always paint over it. Like I very highly considered painting over this original rock, and just kept telling myself, no, like finish painting the others and then see what you think, because maybe it just goes really well as a set, and it doesn't bother me so much. I don't know. Just gotta see how these things turn out, you know? And I can tell with these rocks that were painted previously that whoever did it only painted the one side, which is fine, you know? Just me personally, I kind of prefer to paint all of the sides. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, these rocks probably won't be super exciting tonight because it's really just going to be laying down that base coat and then letting it dry and painting a couple more coats. But once they're ready to go, it's going to be very exciting. This green color was pretty looking. Pretty, a double pretty. I was gonna say it's a nice color, like it's metallic, so it's kind of cool. Ideally though, I don't really want any of that to show through, so I'm gonna try to get this pretty matte looking, and hopefully this won't stick to the paper. I know I kind of painted underneath on that one, but that's all right. Okay, we'll let that dry. Go ahead and rinse my brush so I don't get nasty, crusty paint on it. I have my handy dandy paint puck with me tonight. This cool thing. My brother got this for me for Christmas, and man, it is pretty cool. It has like these little, little nubbins on the bottom of the cup that you can run your brush on, and it'll help clean the brush a little bit better. And then it has these like brush holders along the side to help it dry. And then just has, it also has spots where you can kind of wipe the excess water away before you take your brush out. So yeah, all of that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Cool. All right, so this guy. Oops. Oh, Yeah, FYI, our son is asleep right now. He's 13 months old. And so I don't know if you can tell that I'm talking kind of quietly, but I definitely don't want to wake him up. So yeah, hopefully me dropping rocks can be avoided. Here's hoping. Yeah. Sorry, I just noticed that there's like a spot that's kind of bothering me in this paint. But you know what? It's acrylic. I better leave it alone because otherwise it's gonna get funky. So just let it dry and then I'll go back over that spot. It's just like one spot where the paint's a little thicker than the rest of the spots. All right, so this guy, let's see. I have too many color options. That's what happens when you have too many things. Like this is a really pretty color. It's kind of similar to that one. I like this one. I think that's gonna be a good one. I also see. Excuse me. I could also see going with some like this blue and this yellow. Oh my goodness. But the problem is I think these are really light. These probably would have worked well on this rock, but not so much on this one because it's lighter. So I feel like I need darker colors. Oh my goodness. So I do have like these that I pulled out from my Posca paint pen collection. I might give those a shot. Also have, you know, the standard like black, white and everything. Ooh, that could be pretty. Man, what to do? Too many art supplies, you know? That probably would be too light. That one's gonna be too light. Let's use that one. But maybe these greens could be cool. I have like an idea in my head of the colors that I kind of wish that I had for this. Like I wish I had like brick red kind of color. I'm trying to find all the shades that I have that can potentially work well with this. Ooh, that's cool. I do like that green as opposed to like these greens. It's hard to tell because these aren't all like shaken up at this point. Like that could work potentially. Take out this light pink color. I think that's probably too light. See, this is what I need. Like I said, this is exactly why I need to organize my my office supplies better, my art supplies. And like, I didn't even know I had this in there. Look, that's a pretty sweet eraser. Okay, I think that's a pretty good starting point. Also, these, let's see. Ooh, yeah, like that. That's the perfect color. So like these I think would go really well. That one. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a pretty good color palette, probably. Ooh, this might, yeah, that color. That color's cool. I like that one a lot. There's a big version of that one. And then this one, I think that's slightly different. You have a lot of colors, man. Good grief. And like an olive green. Ooh. Choices, choices. And brown, that could come in handy. It's like a dark brown and then a lighter brown. And gray. Sweet. Yeah, that totally did not make my choices any clearer, did it? Just gave me a lot more options to look at. I don't think those go with the palette. But this one potentially. I have lots of blacks and whites, but I'm not sure that that's really what we want. Hoping that maybe by just kind of gathering all of these color options that will, I can just kind of grab whatever I feel like. Just go with. This is kind of like a snapshot into my mind, right? Where it's like just chaos, essentially. I do think I probably have ADHD or something. I have a really hard time, like, focusing on one thing for too long. I get distracted very easily. So yeah, what I was going to talk about earlier is we had some family, personal kind of stuff going on the last couple weeks. I am sad to say that, not just sad, heartbroken to say that I had a miscarriage, not this past Monday, but the Monday before. I was about 5 weeks pregnant. And so that was really sad for us. Definitely was hoping that we would have another baby, have a sibling for our little boy. But, you know, I guess I felt reassured by the ER nurses because they, you know, kind of told us that early miscarriages like that actually happen pretty often. They're not talked about a whole lot, but usually when you miscarry that early, it's due to like a genetic abnormality, kind of nature's way of saying, "Oop, no, you don't. That's not the one." So that did make me feel a little bit better. But you know, it's incredibly disappointing to have something like that happen. But we're doing okay. We're getting better, taking one day at a time. I think it probably hit me a little harder than my husband. But yeah, like I said, we're doing all right. And then what was the other thing that happened? Oh yeah, my husband just started a new job, and he is now working remotely as well. So now we both work from home, and that's been an adjustment for our household in general because he's now working on Pacific time, and I'm still on East Coast time. And so it just kind of makes things tricky in terms of getting our son to bed. We're still kind of trying to figure out that schedule and how all of that's going to work. So I was hoping to maybe try to do like some kind of rainbow gradient, if you will, using these paint pens, but this one kind of sucks. So I just need to like really pump it good. Pump it. Pump it up. Yeah, I just feel like I'm gonna have to go back over that with a different paint, because are all of these Artistro pens gonna be worthless? I don't remember having this issue with them when I first started using them, but maybe it's clogged or something. Like I can see the paint trying to come off up here, but it's not making it down to the tip. All right, yeah, I'm gonna give up on that one for now. I don't know if all of them will be like that. Oh my lord. Oh, I guess that is closed. Now, why on earth would you make it so that when it's closed, there's a gap right there? That makes zero sense to me. Whatever. And I don't know if you can tell, my palms are all messed up right now because I had quite a tumble on my run this morning. We have a nature trail behind our house. I guess it's not behind, it's kind of in front of our house actually, but across the street. And there's a bunch of these little bridges along the trail, and I kind of caught my sneaker on one of the pieces of wood and just went like completely face planted, essentially. Caught myself with my hands, and my left knee is completely scuffed up now. So that was fun. And by fun, I mean it sucked. I also ripped a giant hole in my favorite pair of leggings. So that sucked. But I did finish the run, so there's that. At least glad that I went ahead and did it anyway. No excuses, right? Trying to lose some more baby weight. Still probably like 15 pounds heavier than like pre-pregnancy. So trying to lose the rest of that and some, because even when I got pregnant, it was like I still wasn't like at my ideal weight anyway. So yeah, it would be nice to lose some extra weight. Running has always been my go-to workout. I just find it really like meditative, I guess you could say. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, running. Duh. So this is what I mean. I get a little distracted when I'm, especially when I'm trying to paint and talk at the same time. Anybody who's ever tried it knows it's not easy. But yeah, I find running very meditative. I can kind of like zone out and just think about whatever is most pressing on my mind. And then also I can like get mentally prepared for the day too. So it's especially nice doing it in the morning before I work. I also enjoy doing like HIIT style workouts or strength training, like cardio strength in particular. Like cardio strength, I think has been the best for me postpartum. Definitely by far, I think it's been the best postpartum. Like just trying to get my core strength back and getting my muscles to remember how to do things in a coordinated manner. Like especially those like pelvic floor muscles. Oh my goodness. Squats, glute bridges and stuff. Yeah, that's definitely where it's at. All right, so that one was way too light. I am gonna have to try a different color. Will be this one. See, like this one seems to be working a little bit better than that pink one that I was trying earlier. Yeah, this is definitely working better than the other one. So it must just be that particular pen sucks right now. One thing I really don't like about these though is they have a plastic tip instead of a felt tip, and it kind of can scratch the paint while it's drying, you know? It's not as smooth. I'm not sure why they decided to give it a plastic tip. I don't know if it's cheaper to do it that way. That seems kind of silly though, I don't know. It was one of those like Amazon deals where it's like, oh, get 20 colors for super cheap. I was like, okay, I guess I'll try them out. Definitely prefer Posca pens, but definitely willing to try new stuff. Yeah, this color is definitely showing up a little bit better. The only one thing I was concerned about though, and I think I'm right, is like these are not going to be the same. They're not going to be similar, I don't think. They may have some similarities, but yeah, they're not going to be as close as I would have really liked them to be. I'm trying to think of where to go next with this. Do I just go straight to like a blue or green or something? Oh yeah, like maybe this green. So I don't want to go brown. I want to do, like, I think I'm gonna do the leaves in black again and do some leaves kind of coming up over here. We'll put the cap back on before I try to just like shake the heck out of it. You know, I'm realizing now that I'm mixing this up that this may be pretty similar to this one. So maybe I just use the pasta pen instead. The pen cap is misleading, for sure. This is another one where the pin cap is, or the tip is clogged. I'm gonna figure out how to clean those. If anyone knows how, feel free to drop me a line. So yeah, just going with this blue. So I don't know what everybody else is doing for Father's Day, but my in-laws got all of us tickets to go see Tears for Fears in concert, which is going to be awesome. It's up in DC somewhere. I don't remember the venue that it's at, but yeah, it should be a lot of fun. This will be our son's very first concert, and honestly, 13 months is probably a little early to go to his first concert. But we got lawn seats. I don't know, I guess you call them seats even though they're not actual seats. But yeah, we'll be sitting like out on the grass and have a blanket set up for him. That kind of thing. I have no idea if he's gonna go to sleep at all or if it's gonna be too loud for him. We do have noise canceling headphones that we got when he was like 2 months old, because we found when we would take him places, he just was like really sensitive to noise. So we used them back then, but then we got to a point where like he was fine and we stopped using them, and haven't really used them since. So this might be a good opportunity to try again. The only problem is like when he's wearing them, he can't, like if you were trying to sleep or something, he can't like lay on his side because they're over the ear and they just kind of get in the way. So we'll figure that out. This will probably be the last rainbow band. It's not really a rainbow, it's kind of like in the traditional sense, because it doesn't follow the actual like rainbow color scheme. The violet, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. It's a more interpretive rainbow. This is a rainbow with the colors that I pulled out as part of the overall color scheme. Not quite sure what I think about this color scheme yet, by the way. Like, because it's just so different from this one, the original one that I started with, I'm kind of just trying to like wrap my head around it, if that makes sense. Look at it. I think it's fine. It's just not what I was expecting, I think. Like I guess in my mind, I just kept referencing this. And so laying down these colors, I'm like, well, that's clearly not that. Like, this is clearly something different. And I think I just need to roll with it, right? The rest of them go with this. Because I do really like painting with these Posca pens. I think that is fun. So I have two different pinks there. Where did that come from? Was that that? Yeah, I think it was this one. Just go back over one more layer of these to kind of like make them pretty matte. Hoping that that'll kind of help disguise some of the rock texture and make it stand out a little bit better. Like, disguise the rock texture underneath where the paint is and help add some contrast. If you can't tell from me talking about these other rocks, I'm all about the contrast. I need good contrast, otherwise it kind of like makes me frustrated. And I somehow got a cat hair on the pen. Cool. All right. Did I just pick up a totally different color? Yeah, I did. And started painting over it. That's cool. Super cool, Jennifer. Way to go. We're just gonna roll with it. So, whoopsies. I should have double checked. I guess it was that one. Paint pens are so much fun. I should really like paint with these more often. Just for fun, like really fun things. Or like things where I want, where it's like really blocky and I'm just coloring in shapes. I think using something like this would be really great for that. You know what? I actually kind of like that this ended up being a different color because I think it just made it more interesting in a way. All right, now I think I'm just gonna do like a plant making over here. Question is, what color? Do I use a black or do I go with a gray? My gut says black, just to be consistent. Like just kind of make rules for myself. It says, I guess they call this navy blue. Make rules, it says, you know, the leaves, plant, whatever, must always be black. All right. Oops. So that is like my guideline. One thing you definitely get with the brush method though is the nice strokes. Like when you look at this, you can see the brush strokes, and, you know, how I actually painted the leaves. Whereas this will be kind of more just like the shape of the leaf, but not necessarily the stroke to go with it. Oh, I need to do, actually, let me do that real quick before I finish off this leaf. I'm gonna paint another layer. Another base layer on these. You know, I kind of wish actually that I had brought this color in somehow. It's a good way to bring this color in. Oh, you know what? Maybe the background of this rock is just, it's light enough, similar enough that is kind of the color. Maybe we'll go with that. So I've had running up that hill stuck in my head all day. If anybody has been watching Stranger Things, the new season, you know exactly what song I'm talking about. Yeah, it's been stuck in my head. Partly because it keeps showing up on my Spotify playlist. It's a great song. I just kind of like, you know, when you hear a song too many times, you're just kind of like, okay, all right, moving on. So I think for the next series that I'm going to do, I'm going to paint a series of watercolor skyscrapers. I'm going to do them where they're like really colorful, more in like a kaleidoscope kind of way, if that makes sense. It'll make sense once you see, I think, like once I start doing it. This is how you know I've had a good night, is when I've got paint all on my hands. There's just something about having that paint on your hands that makes you feel accomplished. Like, yeah, I did something cool today. Alright. We'll let those layers dry again. I think probably 2 layers is doing the trick on those. It's just a matter of getting to the rest of the spots I haven't painted yet. Yeah, so ideally at the end of this, I really like to have a cohesive set of rocks in a similar style and with a similar color palette. So I may need to redo this one to kind of tie it all back together. Sorry, I lost a thought there for a bit. I don't know if anyone else struggles with this problem, but when I go to do leaves a lot of the time, like I have this vision in my head of how I want them to lay out, and rarely does it ever go according to my plan. Leaves just kind of start like having a mind of their own. And the leaves are like, I'm gonna lay out however I want to lay out. You're just gonna have to deal with it. That reminded me a lot of something I yelled at my brother one time. If he were watching right now, he would laugh at what I just said. He probably would have thought the same thing. It's kind of sad when you think about it, but like when you were under the same roof with your siblings, like I don't think I appreciated it the way that I should have until it was too late and we had all already kind of gone our separate ways. Not separate ways, but like grown up and moved on, moved out of the house. like there was a day at some point that was the last day that we would all ever be under the same roof. And that makes me sad. I mean, I know my kids will get that, but you know, kind of start the cycle over again. But for my brothers and I, never again. One of my brothers is going to become a dad at the end of this year for the first time. So that's pretty exciting. And our kids will be pretty close in age, so as they grow up, you know, as cousins, they should hopefully get to spend time together and enjoy. I know my cousins and I all enjoyed being pretty close in age. I was the oldest, so I got to do all of the like fun adult stuff first. One of the benefits of being the oldest. But I was only like a couple years older than the next oldest cousin, so you know, not super old. Definitely still able to hang out and enjoy my cousin's company. So I'm debating whether to just kind of leave it there. Yeah, I think I'll probably leave it there. Leave it at that. And then keep working on these other ones. Paint on that one's not quite all the way dry. About this one, same, still a little tacky. It's a good time for water break then. Actually, my time's almost up. I gotta go to bed, folks. I got a baby. I turn into a pumpkin at 9. Maybe I will try to go ahead and get these other rocks finished. Getting the base coats down. It's another idea that I have is I do have some other rocks over here, and because this one is like the background of this one is kind of similar in color to this one, I'm kind of thinking maybe I do a similar thing I did with this one on here and keep the same color palette. If this one happens to fit in with the set, great. If not, then I have a set of 5. And I think that could potentially work. I still want to get this color in here. How do I do that? What should I do? Like, it's bothering me. I feel like it needs it. What if I did like some dots? Just added a few dots here and there. I just really feel like it'll help unify everything at the end. Go ahead and add in some quick dots. Why not? Yeah, that's not. I knew when I started doing it, I was like, dang it. Messed up the like even spacing, but that's okay. In some ways, it kind of adds a little bit of charm to it. And then I think definitely on this darker blue color. And I realized I didn't explain this earlier, but the reason for painting these rocks is to go leave them out on the trail where I had my tumble earlier this morning. You know, that way the kids in the neighborhood can find them as they're going on walks and can collect them and repaint them and start the cycle all over again. Every time I've been with a kid that has found one of the painted rocks out on the trail, they get really excited. And I know my son, when he's old enough to appreciate it, you know, will have a lot of fun doing this activity with me. I wish he was old enough to paint right now, but he's not. I just gotta be patient. Enjoy these years while he's still really little, because he won't be little for very long. Yeah, I like these little dots. This is fun. Added a fun little touch to this design. And now we've got that color in. That makes me feel better. Whew. Okay. All right, I'm gonna leave that one alone. That one's done. Stop messing with it. I always have a problem with like just leaving things. I will like sit there and second guess it and be like, oh, but could it be better? Could it? I did cut this paint with a little bit of water this time to kind of just help it go on a little bit more smoothly. I find that helps with the texture of the paint if you're having a hard time with just like it being too thick and kind of getting gloopy on a surface. Just cut it with a little bit of water and it'll lay down much easier. You will have to go over more because it becomes a little bit more translucent that way, but overall easier in my opinion. You know, now that I think about it, I don't know that I put Mod Podge on the underside of this rock. I think because I wasn't sure that I was going to paint the underside. I was thinking I was just going to paint the side that was already painted pink. I can just tell the difference painting on this side, that it's like really rough and then having to really like work the paint into the grooves versus with the Mod Podge. it just goes down a lot smoother because a lot of those rough spots are already filled in with the Mod Podge. Alright, I think that'll work for now. Let that dry. And then get this little guy. This Stephen Rock's so cute. What a little cutie. Alright, the real trick is, can I do this without getting my fingerprints all over it? Alright. Can let that dry. So close to being done. Getting the base layers on. And this one may not need any more layers. That one might be done. This one needs at least one more, so does this one. I'll be able to just go ahead and add another quick layer on here. And you'll still need one more layer after this, just to like really get all the spots that that layer I just put on definitely helped. One thing with acrylic is like once it does start drying, you really gotta be patient and just let it finish drying all the way, because otherwise if you try to rework it, it's just gonna like lift up parts and get all gunky looking. It's the only way I can think of to describe it. You know, while I'm doing this, let's go ahead and grab all of the pens that I used for this one so I can make sure that I'm using the same colors for the others. Okay, I think that was all of them. So we'll stick to that color palette. I'll go ahead and start putting the rest of these back. Uh-oh, dropping pens everywhere. Okay. So these go in a different box than the rest of them. That box. These were, by the way, the acrylic colors that I used when I did this painting, except I ended up not using the green or even the magenta. I think I was thinking I'd grab just a touch of magenta and ended up not. The cadmium red DQ ended up being plenty. Ended up being like the right color, what I really wanted. I was just imagining this was going to go on a darker background than it was. All right, that helps kind of clean things up. Actually, while I'm at it, let me go ahead and put those away too. Just kind of streamline this. Oh, I totally missed this one. I was like, I thought I pulled a gray out. Yeah, here it is. I know this is not exactly the most exciting thing to watch me do, but it is important to do to finish this. And when I'm streaming is one of the only times that I have to actually like work on any of my creative projects. So I just gotta take advantage while I can. Whoa, something weird's going on with my cap here. Yeah, that ain't right. I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, Lord. I'm just hitting everything. Ooh. Did I get paint on the phone? I hope not. I'll have to check that later. I think I explained this in my last stream here on Twitch, but I'll go ahead and explain it again now. The reason I hopped over from Facebook to Twitch to start live streaming, although my built-in audience is kind of already on Facebook, it felt like Facebook was not the right platform to engage people for live streaming this kind of content. Like, you know, a lot of the people that I would want to engage are going on Facebook to check updates and stuff on there and are not necessarily looking to just like hang out and watch someone paint for an hour. So I thought, well, Twitch is a place where people come, you know, specifically to watch things like that, right? Like they're looking for entertainment, live stream entertainment, and are looking to spend a good amount of time on the channel, checking out various things. I guess not the channel, they're looking to spend a good amount of time on Twitch looking at various channels. So yeah, I decided Twitch probably is a better platform for me to try to do something like this. And although I, you know, didn't necessarily bring my Facebook following with me, I don't know, maybe some of them will come over from Facebook eventually. I'm hoping to, you know, start a new community here on Twitch. with other people who are interested in art and crafts and kind of keeping up a weekly ritual of being creative. So if that's something that's interesting to you, let me know and follow me and let's do some fun stuff together. I think that's a wrap for me tonight. These base layers are looking good. Let's see one spot. Okay, yeah, now it's a wrap. Base layers are painted, and next time I will finish this off. So, I take that back. I don't know if I'm going to finish all of these, but I will at least make progress next time. And once we have all 5 of our rocks painted for the set, then I will be done moving on to the watercolor skyscrapers. And that's going to be a really fun series. Really looking forward to that one. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.